We gotta get through every topic.
Not every topic,
gonna be
but
all
the
the
majority.
Listen to 2 episodes if you really want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And now to finally get Ben into, since we talked about Game of Thrones for quite a while, The Walking Dead Season 5 had just recently finished.
I wouldn't say recently.
I miss it.
No, not as recently as Game of Thrones,
No.
No.
but recently enough that it's still something a lot of people haven't seen.
How long is it till it's coming back?
October.
Oh, okay.
October, but the spin-off series, Fear the Walking
August.
Dead,
And
that's-
yeah, definitely.
Not
Are
long,
you guys
right?
looking forward to this?
Oh,
definitely.
yeah.
Starring Cliff Curtis,
It's gonna be
a
amazing.
New Zealander.
It's,
Good old New Zealand!
I
Woohoo!
feel like
And the best thing about this that I heard is that there's not gonna be any forests. It's just gonna
Yeah.
be city,
Yeah.
buildings, houses,
and that's the best bit. It's gonna feature the initial breakout.
and
I
tell
wanna
us
know how
and
it
show
starts.
us how it starts.
Yeah.
Tell
It's
us
gonna be
how it starts.
so good.
gonna be
That's gonna
bloody
be
awesome.
the most interesting bit.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be amazing.
My bid's on Korea, but you never know. You know. Please
No,
don't.
my bid is on biological warfare. Maybe they created a virus and it got loose
Yeah.
with the CDC.
I'm just hoping that they don't go with something cliche like stupid scientists or something
Yeah.
like that, like or infected
Or a burger.
food.
I've
Yeah,
got to say
M- yeah.
I
Zombieland.
love Zombieland.
yeah.
Not the way the zombie virus got out. It fit with the movie because the movie was a comedy all in
Yeah.
all.
Maybe it'll be an evolved version of rabies. What if they don't tell us?
They will.
They
They've
will.
said they will.
It says they will. The TV show will explain the initial
Breakout.
breakout.
Like a good way to do it would be maybe a new, like somebody makes a new recipe for like heroin or something, and people are injecting it directly into their
Yeah,
veins.
because everyone uses heroin.
Well, no, but then the people that do use it will get like
Infected?
into zombies, and then they'll infect more people.
You know what this reminds me
Like,
of?
it would be an okay.
a retard talking.
Is this... That's a good one, but... Gotham, when the guy injects himself with that venom stuff.
Ah, Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, Scarecrow's dead.
The guy before that, when the guy injects himself with that stuff and it makes him super strong.
Oh, yes!
Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
And he
Makes me think of Bane.
it was like rage or something, and then he releases
Yeah.
a lot of it.
I
And
don't remember
Yeah,
that.
I
city
do
goes
remember that.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna get a drink.
Okay.
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 So
Can
we'll
you get me
carry,
one as well?
we'll carry on with The Walking Dead.
Anybody else want a drink?
Nope.
Sure.
So
Okay.
the season
Season 5. I loved Rick when he has the beard. It just shows how wild he can be.
So-
but when he entered Alexandria and he got rid of the damn beard, I was a little bit disappointed.
So I'm a comic reader myself, so I've read up to date of all the Walking Dead comics, so I've actually enjoyed this season a lot more than any other season because I followed the comics a lot more with the road to Washington and then getting to Alexandria, and now that's set up what I'm wanting to see.
Yeah, see, the differences between Ethan and us two is we don't read the comics, he does. So, my favourite season definitely is not season 5. I found it much too slow. Kind of entering another safe zone felt quite repetitive to me. They seem to be
Yeah.
doing that a lot in the recent seasons. I much prefer it when they're out there. Season 1 was my favourite when they were in Atlantic City. Atlanta, sorry. Thinking about God of War. The other game, not the one that you guys have got, but the Mafia one. And actually, the old one. They go to Atlantis, so... Anyway, Atlanta. I quite liked that, how Rick first discovered that if you cover yourself in zombie guts, you can walk past them. And how it developed from there. I like when they're on the run, not so much when they've finally found a safe zone. I did, however, enjoy the season finale. Nowhere near as much as season 2's finale,
Yeah.
when the farmhouse, was the
Yeah.
farmhouse, right?
Yep, season
Yeah.
2's Farmhouse.
When that burned down and the zombies were going nuts. Season 4, season finale, was great.
The Terminus build-up.
Yep.
I preferred the mid-season finale of season 4 just because that was the governor storming the prison.
That was it, yeah.
The part that I hated about season 4 mid-season finale
Oh,
was
Herschel.
Herschel dying. I mean, I know it was delayed because he was in the comics. He died
a lot earlier.
A lot earlier.
No, he dies there.
Does it?
Really?
He just doesn't get beheaded.
Oh yeah. It's Tyrese. Eh?
Yeah, Tyrese gets beheaded and he gets killed executioner style by the governor.
How does Herschel die?
Executioner style.
Okay.
And it's like Laurie and Judith. They get gunned down by the governor. Laurie survives childbirth when she dies on childbirth from in the comics. Fucking Judith.
Yeah, but they didn't want Judith to die, so
No.
Yeah.
that's why I'm assuming that's why they killed her and let Judith live in
Yeah.
a different manner. Yeah, no, I don't see where they're going with this really because I haven't read the comics. I mean, Ethan knows exactly where they're going. I'm sure Ben's got some sort of idea.
I got some idea, but
For me, it's more like what's going to happen. I can tell that obviously someone's going to find the safe zone and take it down.
the wolves.
Yeah, could be the wolves. I think that they're going to get wiped out. I think it's going to be someone else. If you've seen it earlier on, there was a comment about how they need to talk to the architect guy, the husband that happens to die, and about how they need to strengthen the walls because those walls could be knocked inwards with enough force.
Which is a very valid point with what's going to happen later if they're following the comics.
So it's not a safe zone as I'd put it, but it is.
Oh,
It's kind of like a resting stop.
I want some of that.
You
Just-
want it.
Cheers.
I was like,
I'll be right
thought he
back.
was getting us water, so I was like, I don't want water.
We got that.
Yeah,
That's
so,
good shit.
but when Pete dies in the finale, that's definitely going to bring a lot of what's to come into full swing in season 6. Like this, so they're gonna play a lot more with the wolves in it now. So they're not actually in the comics, but I kind of have a small idea who they are. So it's looking good.
What I'm enjoying about The Walking Dead is how long it can go on for from this point. It doesn't have to. Whereas Game of Thrones is finishing quite soon, The Walking Dead doesn't have to.
Especially, this is not a spoiler if you guys don't want spoilers, but there's between books 21 and 22, there is a 2-year gap. It skips 2 years. So that definitely changes a lot of things.
I don't think they'll do that with the TV show Skip 2 years.
I reckon they can do it between the seasons. I've done it before. They've done an 8-month gap.
Yeah.
I reckon they will be, if they are following the comics, because a lot of that kind of, like, if they did, it'd be a little bit boring. If they don't have the 2-year gap.
The 8-month gap, which season was that?
Seasons 2 to 3. And the gap between there.
Do you want another basket?
Sure.
So it looks like we've actually wrapped up most of our TV show talk.
Yeah, The Walking Dead is based on
You just did generic zombies.
Yeah,
Comics.
generic
It's
zombies.
Robert Kirkman, the creator of The Walking Dead, has done a bloody good job in incorporating everything from the comics into the TV show, and Greg Nicotero with his twist and take on it.
My apologies.
He spilled his drink.
On my arm.
Great.
So glad it
Right
wasn't
behind me. I'm glad I'm wearing my rain jacket.
Because it's raining juice.
Or Jews.
No.
Yeah, so it's based off of zombies, and I thought that
Jesus Christ. I know I was getting on.
Carry on, Jeffrey.
I thought a really interesting topic to discuss would be zombies and what you would do to survive in a zombie apocalypse. Now, another thing is I think the most dominant speakers here currently have been me and Ethan. So I think that the first people that should go to speak are James and Ben, and
For what?
what you would do
What
to
would you
survive
do
in a
in a
zombie
zombie
apocalypse.
Oh, that's easy
Right
for
from the start.
me, particularly.
Right from the start. Well,
Day one.
You can go first, man.
oh, in all seriousness,
Where would you start? Like,
Where would I
say,
start?
if you were present yourself with a challenge, okay? So you could start at school, at
Alright.
home.
So if I was at school when the outbreak first starts, I'd really want to get home, maybe, and see if my parents are still there. Because I would want to be with my family. As for protecting myself, I'm not sure what I'd do. I'd probably, I don't know, hopefully find a gun or use my dad's range of tools. I mean, there's crowbars, machetes, and stuff like that.
Bladed weapons would be good.
Yeah. But
What sort of blunt weapons it is?
in the long term, I'm not sure what I would do. I'd probably, hopefully, hook up with a
Chick.
rat
Repopulate the world. No, but
or with a big rope.
yeah, if you think about it, when you watch a movie, the movies are always done in the worst possible situation.
Yeah.
It's never the good outcome. It's always the worst outcome. So when you think about it, you got to think it's not always going to be like a movie.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, for me, if I were, like, at home, since we're in Stokes Valley, it's like, there were two places. If my dad was still around, you know, I would suggest going up to, there's a spot up in the top of the Rimataka Hill, and there is a small gap in the trees down there, and it shelters you from wind, and it's quite big, so you could set up, like, a tent there, and zombies would find it quite difficult to get up there. There's only one track up there.
That's true.
Mm.
You know,
It's quite
and
clear, you can see all the-
quiet high winds as well. So it would be hard to farm up there. You'd have to go probably, because down the bottom there is a lot of farming land down the bottom of the hill that direction. So you could
Make
just
a
go down
colony.
there, but at the same time it would be quite dangerous, quite difficult. The
How
other
would
thing,
you get it? Say you started, it was a Saturday morning, and outside your house, cars burst through the fence or some shit, and you heard screaming and such. What would you do to get to your safe spot after collecting what you needed? And so go through your list of things that you would collect, and how you would get there, and who would you take?
quite difficult. I would take, obviously, you know, Dad, you, me, probably. I would see if my friends were like, I don't know, probably not.
You can't take
so
yourself.
not really. I would take myself.
You can't. What I'm saying is you can't go. Come on, James.
I probably would. I would say that to myself to get myself out
Yeah,
of bed.
you're that special.
So,
Sorry, I wouldn't
He's
be
calling you
surprised.
friendless.
but, you know, I probably wouldn't wait around for my friends because I don't really care. So either I would go up into the Rimatakas, you know, and go there. Like, the way I'd get there, probably Dad's car, but traffic, obviously, really bad.
If I was you, I'd walk.
Catch
Run.
the bus.
I would bike. I would
Bike.
use a bicycle.
Ooh.
Yeah.
A bicycle, it's something that people aren't going to really steal, and you can hide it easily. It's something that doesn't make much noise at all, so you wouldn't really get detected, and it can go on most terrains depending on the bike that you have.
Yeah.
True. Plus it's quite
So
fast.
on this topic, yeah, me and Jeff have talked about this a lot. Like, what would we do? And I think the best possible outcome we have talked about is going out to the harbour, getting a boat, and just parking the boat in the middle of the harbour. So whenever you actually need to go get supplies, you bring the boat a bit in, and you go out like on a little rowboat or something to go with a team of two, gather supplies, bring it back, and go back onto the boat and just live on the boat for the rest of the thing.
That's not to say that only 2 people would live on the boat. You
Yeah.
would still have as many people as you could to
Yeah.
not overpopulate it, but to... And
Like
just
that.
because you take people to survive with you doesn't mean you all have to be together. Say we could have 2 boats parked on opposite sides of the harbour, and they could have their own schedule as long as we talk to each other.
Yeah.
Soames Island.
I'd probably... Yeah,
There we
Soames
go.
Island.
You
That's
could
a
find
good
an
idea.
island. Now, the problem with an island is if
Don't
zombies can walk and not breathe, they could simply go through the harbour down. That's why if you're on a boat,
That's
they
if they
can't.
were smart.
Yeah.
If they can't get to the get to you, 28 days, 28 days or 28 weeks, I think, is the one where the guy's running out of the house.
Yeah, and he gets
So
on the
and he gets
boat.
on the boat, but what's in the water is zombies. So they can be quite deadly. If you're on an island, they can still get to you.
So if you guys have seen Dawn of the Dead, the remake, like they get in a boat and they think they'd be smart and they go to an island, they get to the island and it turns out the island's actually overpopulated with zombies, so that kind of screws their plans over and they all die.
They all die at the very end of the movie. Spoiler alert, sorry.
Yeah.
So I think, Ethan's pretty much explained it. He would go out into the harbour with a boat. I think, I'm kind of one of those guys that's thought about this a lot in my own personal time. So, if a zombie apocalypse did occur and I was at school, I'd take the river track at the back of school to get over to just across the road from Stokes Valley. It's discreet, you're not on the main road, you shouldn't run into people. You'll get really close to home. I live just at the entrance to Stokes Valley, not that you guys need to know that, but I can run up the hill in it takes me less than 4 minutes to get from the entrance to my house if I run. I can get inside, my mum's got crowbars and shit in the garage. We've got my room, I've got high windows and they're small. Zombies couldn't reach these windows unless they were walking up those stairs there, but I could barricade those windows if need be, if I was going to stay here, which I wouldn't. So yeah, it's pretty inaccessible to get into my area of the house. But I would get family here if my family was here. Then I'd go home. I'd go to Dad's house. Dad is a paramedic, so he has easy access to supply rooms and such that people don't. There's when I go to work with Dad, he's got a key that only the managers, 4 people in the ambulance service have, and it goes into a safe room in the headquarters, and in that safe room is another locked barred door. So the first one is a locked barred door with safety glass. The second door behind that is a locked barred door with safety glass, and then behind that is a room filled with all the medication, drugs, equipment. So there's food stores, there's medical supplies. So yeah, I'd be sorted. I'd just go there. It's a big ass thing. There's no windows because they don't want people breaking in. So that entire area is really secure. You couldn't get in there if you had a battering ram. So
almost like a prison.
Yeah.
A little prison.
And another talking point with zombies, there's always certain movies come out and zombies have different speeds.
yeah,
You have the Walking Dead that are walkers.
Can you name one that's different?
There's fucking Zombieland.
Zombieland.
They sprint.
There's some sprinters. Yep. James, I'm sure you can name one.
Oh yeah, there's crawlers from what's it called? Crawlers. Well, the beginning of Walking Dead, they had crawlers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's.
They still do.
I'm
at some
thinking.
points.
I reckon the reason Ethan brought this up was I Am Legend
And World War Z.
Yes.
and World War Z.
If they sprint like hell,
You're
we're all
fucked.
We're all
fucked.
fucked. There is no
Yeah.
way that they've got endless stamina, and they'll find you pretty much anywhere. I mean, you can't get away from that
Yeah.
unless you kill them.
You know, there's 2 other great places to go that you can find in Stokes Valley. One of them would be the Buddhist monastery.
What?
Up there.
No.
It's got big walls and
No.
quite strong doors.
It's discreet, but it's not defendable.
It's not practical.
It's got
yeah,
pretty
it's-
high walls though.
Yeah, but it's also not defendable.
Is
Like,
it Buddhist
if you had
Second,
enough of them.
yes. Second
I didn't know
is
that.
one of the best ideas
It's,
if
there's only
it's
2 in New
empty.
Zealand, and
Can you
that's
think of what I'm talking about?
It's empty.
If it's empty,
What,
it
where?
is. If it's empty, it's one of the best places to go.
The supermarket.
No. Water tower. Only one entrance and it's on the roof. Ladders. And you can close it off and lock it.
But we don't have water towers.
We do. Up in the hills, that direction.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh right. Yeah.
Have you guys
Up a bush track.
seen the marina in the Wellington Days Bay area?
Yeah.
Okay, there's lots of boats there. I would
Yeah.
go live on the boats. Not so much take them out to sea at first, but keep them in the docks. So because we've got shitty weather in New Zealand,
Yeah.
we don't want to get knocked around too much, stay in the marina, and there's lots of comfortable boats that have been stocked up with a lot of equipment. There's always first aid kits on a boat.
You could always just
life
push
jackets.
it out a little bit so you're not next to the wharf so they can't jump on your boat. Just push it out a little bit,
Exactly.
drop your anchor down, and
And there's
Yeah,
there's
Not
blankets,
sussed.
blankets, clothes, always on a boat. You've got medical supplies. That's a need be. There's nearly always canned food. You'll find some sort of weapon. They've usually got small knives and such on boats. So you're not left defenseless. It's not a knife is not the best thing to use, but it still helps. And so yeah, the marina would be a good idea.
yeah.
I'm sticking to the ambulance station currently because of the safety of it.
I have no idea where I would go.
I think
guy.
I'd be pretty sus with the boat.
Sus with the boat. Still have to come onto mainland. That's why I choose the ambulance station. I'm already in the middle of Wellington.
That's why you have your big boat.
You'd
and
have
then
to
you
secure
have,
the whole ambulance station though.
No, not real. It's not something you have to secure because it's got high windows on the bottom floor, and all the doors are extra security locked because of the location, because of what it is.
Yeah.
It has a lot of things in it that they don't want people getting to, like the communications system area, that's in Thorndon, which is in the main headquarters, which is the place I'll be going to. It's got all the doors and the garage doors. The only doors to get into the building, there's one that goes to a stairwell that could easily be blocked off. It's covered in security glass and it's got a big lock on it, so you can't get in. And the second one's in the garage. And those doors that lead to the garage are big, heavy, and they wouldn't be able to get broken into. It's a huge building. It's got bedrooms because of when the paramedics need to sleep. It's got a lounge. It's got 2 kitchens. It's got bathrooms. It's got everything you would need. Storerooms, all of it. That's where I'd go.
So I feel like we've covered
Zombies.
most of everything. If
Yeah.
you want to wrap everything up, James, and close the video up, and we still have a lot more, but we don't really
Yeah,
want
we
to
can
cram
do
you
that.
with 3 hours of content right now.
We can
Yeah.
do that.
We can split them
next.
into other parts, so
Do you want to do another one tonight, or will we do another one tomorrow?
We'll sort that out.
we'll sort that out later. Yeah.
Sweet as. Like, you guys could stay the night and we could just do, like, a bunch of night videos.
So, yeah.
Sweet as,
So
guys.
we hope you enjoyed this video. We hope you got used out of some of our rambling about.
Hope you liked all that information.
If you
in our
didn't like
opinions.
it, don't bother unsubscribing and disliking. I don't see the point in that. If you don't like it, just don't watch the next one.
And please don't rave about it in the comments like, oh, the fucking shit, because that's just annoying. If you
We're
don't
just
like
we're
it,
just saying our opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't like our opinions, go somewhere else.
This is simply a talk video. We're all talking.
Yeah.
We're sharing our opinions. If you've got an opinion and it's not negative or pessimistic,
Leave it in the comments.
Feel free to leave it in the comments. I'm sure
Yeah.
James would love to read those and
Yeah.
brag about them at school or something.
And we may bring them up later on and we'll be like, well, in our last video, we enjoyed this. So.
Yeah. So we will do more of these, provided James wants to. And yeah. So that's been us.
Sweet as, guys.
So, peace out.
Peace out.
Alright. Peace out. Like, subscribe, leave a dare in the comments, and we will do it. Peace out,
And
Joker.
Remember that before James does that, Jeff is the sexiest person on this cast.
He wishes.
La 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 la. Jeff is sexy.
Another thing you need
I'm
to-
holding my hand there to lick it.
He's like, I don't know how I'm looking at his hand.
Another thing about Jeffrey is that he is a liar. Peace out, Joker.